Will this be the end of the Ford Maverick? Subaru is making a comeback and the compact truck market is their next target. To be honest, Subaru is winning the race because they're taking a different approach than everyone else. You see, ever since Ford revived the compact segment, every company has been trying to get the same level of success, including Toyota, Ram, and GM, by trying to make the next Maverick, and they just copy and paste without actually solving any problems. Subaru is targeting a different market, a market where buyers want power and functionality more than anything else. Here's why. If you've been a fan of cars for a long time, then you definitely know when Subaru was dominating every market they were in. And the compact truck market was no different. Why? Subaru cars did what you needed to do, which is something we desperately need now. I mean, all the fancy modern tech and features are pretty cool. Look at the Cybertruck. It is the perfect and a bit extreme example of the current era, but that is it. They're cool and nothing else. Companies sometimes forget that most people buy trucks because they're useful and, if possible, they should try to make them look cool, but a truck without any utilities is just a big block of steel that should be put in galleries. But one thing we can't deny is that Subaru makes cars that are at least unique, and the new Bara is no exception. If we're being honest, in recent times they've been slowly losing popularity, and that is exactly why many people have been waiting for this release. Subaru is making a comeback, and the Bara is being put in the spotlight. In my opinion, the Bara is actually going to be a game changer. Let me explain. Performance. If you look at the current market, Subaru might seem to be lagging behind in the hybrid game, especially compared to the Maverick's crowd-pleasing hybrid setup. But Subaru is sticking to its guns with some trusty and boxer engine options for a reason. The Bara has two options to choose from Subaru's arsenal. Under the hood, it could either come with a 2.5-litre engine, same as the Outback, which is a standard choice known for its efficiency, or it could come with a 2.4-litre turbocharged engine, packing a punch with 260 horsepower for those craving a bit more oomph. But that's not all. The new Bara is coming with the signature symmetrical all-wheel drive system. This is not just fancy, useless tech. The fact that it is symmetrically designed gives the truck amazing control, and this is something you can't find anywhere else. You see, Subaru's not just rolling out the Bara for kicks. They're tapping into a real need in the market. People are clamoring for a compact truck that can handle the rough stuff reliably. And guess what? The Bara is here to fill that gap. Every feature on this truck is there to make it practical and able to offer all the truck needs we have, and a bit more off-road capability. To be honest, we should have guessed this one was coming. Even the name Bara comes from the famous off-road race in California. The new Bara is already ready to live up to that name. But don't get me wrong, we're not saying this truck is going to be perfect. Watch carefully because we shouldn't be fooled by all the hype, because just like everything, this truck has flaws, and that is all thanks to one major thing: Subaru's plan. Subaru wants to make this truck appeal to customers who want more power, utility, and functionality. But the new model is very likely going to come with a CVT as the only option, at least on the base model. And that is probably a huge disappointment to a lot of people, especially the type of buyers that Subaru is trying to attract. And in all honesty, who doesn't love the feel of a manual? What will be the point of making such a powerful compact truck? That is why the higher trims will have that option, which will come with an extra cost, but they should offer it on the base model too. However, the CVT makes a lot of sense from a market standpoint. It is good for the environment, and if Subaru doesn't offer a hybrid too, their reputation will be jeopardized, and they don't want that. Subaru, just like any other company, has been trying to be more eco-friendly. But the whole point of making something is to sell it, right? And if what you're selling doesn't meet what your customers want, you're pretty much out of luck. Seriously, think about it. Would you rather have a truck that's a beast in every way, or one that sacrifices power just to look eco-friendly? And hey, a solid transmission isn't just about shifting gears smoothly. It's about towing heavy loads and lasting the long haul. And the Bara is set to tow heavy loads. I'm talking big numbers, around 5,000 pounds, which is a lot more than the Maverick's 4,000 pounds. The compact truck that can match that is the Hyundai Santa Cruz, but the Santa Cruz doesn't have the other features that make the Bara truly amazing, like off-road capability. For starters, it doesn't have that Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive that we just talked about earlier. This is a big advantage over most trucks out there. Subaru's system is very different from the others. It always gives power to all the wheels. It has the best balance out there on the market because of the perfect boxer engine configuration and equal-length half-axles. Plus, it has an X mode that should be standard in all models too. This system manages the engine output, transmission, all-wheel drive torque split, and braking system seamlessly. But more than anything, the new Wilderness trim would be an available option for the Bara. It'll not only amp up the Subaru Bara's ruggedness with enhanced suspension, skid plates, and revamped bumpers for tackling obstacles like a champ, but it will also throw in all-terrain tires and extra drive modes. It's practically built to conquer any terrain without even breaking a sweat. Really think about what these upgrades mean. We all know that when it comes to tackling the great outdoors, ground clearance is a must-have. We don't have to tell you that when you're navigating rocky terrain or forging through muddy trails. You need that extra bit of space beneath your vehicle to conquer obstacles with ease. Look at the Outback, which is known for being an incredible off-roader in its class, and it boasts a respectable 8.7 inches of ground clearance. It's impressive, right? Well, hold on to your hats because the new model takes it up a notch. The Outback Wilderness is upping the ante with a whopping 9.5 inches of ground clearance. That's like giving your ride a pair of high-performance boots, and that is exactly what the Wilderness badge is created to offer. The old Bara held its own with 8.3 inches of clearance, but the new Bara will be made to improve on that, and with the Wilderness added in, this bad boy is primed to conquer any terrain. What more could you possibly ask for in an off-road machine? We really want to know, so let us know in the comments. The only thing we could think of is a manual transmission. Seriously, would the CVT be able to last long with such heavy demand for power and toughness? We all know that it is a reliable or durable transmission, so in our opinion, that is something Subaru should really consider. Because it's only a matter of time until some other company comes to fill this demand, but with proper equipment, the compact truck market is already heating up beyond control. How will the new Bara stack up against the competition, especially with one major determining factor? Price. We all know that the market is governed by pricing. That's the whole point. Take compact pickups for instance. Everyone's looking for a sweet deal, right? That's why the Ford Maverick flew off the shelves when it hit the market with a tantalizing $20,000 price tag. But that didn't last long. The demand skyrocketed and suddenly, that bargain turned into a luxury item. Now, Subaru is gearing up to roll out the new Bara with a starting price of approximately $25,000 for the base model, which is the same as the Hyundai Santa Cruz. And although this is more than the Maverick will cost you, you should know that even Ford has given up on that price tag. And to be honest, this demand and supply shortage have been too chaotic to be fixed. Bara is made for a specific type of buyer. Subaru is playing it cool. They know their audience, and they're not trying to win over everyone. Subaru's learned a thing or two from history. Remember why the original Bara bid us farewell? It was the hefty price tag for something that was reducing demand. So it's safe to say they're not about to make the same mistake twice, at least not on the same car. That is one reason why the Bara is tailored for a specific kind of buyer, which means the demand and supply would be easy to control. But what do you think? Comment down below, and if you want to know more about Subaru's new cars coming out, you should watch the video we've already made. It's on our channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.